From the SharePrices.com.au studios, I'm CJ Dore with some stock market education. And getting underway in our introduction to candlesticks, we're looking at candlestick colours. So this is a way of interpreting share price movement or market movement by way of the colour of the candlestick. Now there's a few different pairings or options you might see. Let's get underway with the most common protocol in the stock market, and that is green and red. Now green is good, green is go, green is upward moving, and red is downward moving or bearish. That's one pairing, and that's the most common one that we have on SharePrices.com.au. Now another example you might see is the white and blue pairing. Now white in this occasion is going to be the upward moving candlestick example, or the green equivalent, and blue in this pairing is going to be the downward moving or the red equivalent. And finally, another pairing you might see on a candlestick chart to interpret movement is going to be white, again, the upward, and black is going to be the downward. But let's go through them and understand the construct of them and how you can use that formation to understand how it moves. Starting with the green and the red. Green is up and red is down. Starting with the green here, just on its own. Now the bottom of the body, that's the coloured in part, is where it opens for the day. So that's where the share price will start for the day. Up to the top of the wick, that's always going to be the highest price. And then down to the bottom is always going to be the lowest price, whether it's green or red. The only difference is where it opens and closes. And let's have a look now. The final piece in the puzzle, we've opened, we've got a high, we've got a low. Where does it close? Well, it's a green candlestick, it's upward moving, so it's going to close higher than where it opened, right? Of course. And let's have a look. There it is. There's the closing price for the day. Now let's have a look at the red candlestick. On this occasion, the opening price is at the top of the body. That's the red coloured in part. And let's have a look at our highs and lows. Same again. High is always going to be the top and the low is always going to be the bottom of the wick. And the closing price. Now, we've got everything else in place. One last thing left. Our opening price is there at the top of the body. So the closing price has to be lower than that. Of course it is. And there it is there, the closing price. Now let's have a look at our second pairing, the white and the blue. Now the white is up and the blue is down. Now starting with the white. Now it's going to be the same as the green protocols. Let's have a look here at where we get underway. Opens at the bottom of the body. We've got a high at the top of the wick. The low's always at the bottom of the wick, no matter if it's red, green, blue, black, whatever. It's always the high at the top and the low at the bottom. And then finally, we've got our closing price, which is going to be at the top of the body or higher than the opening price, of course. Now let's go on and have a look at the blue in this pairing of blue and white. Now at the top of the body, just like the red, we're going to have our opening price there. Then of course, the same protocol applies. Up the top, we're going to have our high, and there's the low down the bottom. There's the high up there, and now we've got a closing price lower, of course, than where it opened. And that's the blue and the white pairing, up and down. And finally, we've got a last example here. This pairing is not as common. You won't see it around as much in particular as the green and red. However, let's look at the construct and the formation of how it works. Starting with the white, this is our upward moving candlestick. Same as the other white and also the same as the green. Opening price at the bottom of the body. The high is always going to be at the top. The low is down the bottom, and then our closing price above where we opened, and that's what makes it an upward moving candlestick, and that's the white example. Let's go now to the final piece in the puzzle in this pairing, and that is the black candlestick. So we open at the top of the body, just like the red and the blue, and then we've got our low down the bottom, of course. No matter what color it is, the low is always at the bottom, the high is always at the top of the wick. That's the highest point it got to throughout that given trading day, and then the bottom as our closing price, of course, lower than when we opened, which is why it's black and why it's a downward moving example. So they are all our candlestick colors and our different pairings that you might see when you're looking around the market at candlestick charts. Our most prominent color is the same as the most prominent colors on the stock market with protocol, and that's the green and the red. Green is good, it is go, it is upward, red is down. So there we go, candlestick colors. Go to SharePrices.com.au now, apply a candlestick chart and start to understand the movement by way of color. I'm CJ Dore from the SharePrices.com.au studios with some stock market education.